Good morning. This is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com, and this is my pre-market game plan for the major future indices, gold and oil, for the last trading day of the week. Today is Friday. It is December 2nd, and it is 9:04 a.m. Eastern Time. So what we had yesterday, we had a bounce up. So we, like I said, and I've mentioned yesterday, we continue to be bullish in YM. We did approach very quickly this 19,215 area, which is the all-time high. So we went very close to that proximity into the 19,200 area. Actually, it was 205. And then we came back in. We found support in a prior area of resistance. So it formed minor support right here at 160, from which we bounced again. So that tells us that we are range bound. Okay. So the range to move from the lower level of 19,100 all the way 50 points up into the 50s or 60s. So right now we have to deal with this range, and this range is pretty much set into the 19,150 area all the way to the 19,200 area. So it's a considerable range and it's totally tradable. So any bounce, any pullback into the 1960, this is the cushion area into the 1960, is buyable. So we get a price retracement into the 60, we buy it. I'm not going to try to short this top right here. It's going to be a little bit too violent for me. But anyways, this is the line in the sand right here, the 160 and the 150. If we break below this 150 area, let's say today or on Monday, this is going to be that line in the sand that can say, yeah, we're getting a little weaker in YM, and then we can pull back all the way to the 19,115 area, 19,100 area, and then fall back again, because we've seen the relative weakness in NQ. And as we're standing right now, all of the indices are in negative territory, but they're barely negative. So from this standpoint, you can see right now that we are 0.05% only down in YM. So we're very close to turning green on here. We're 9 points away. So for that reason, we continue to be bullish on it, and continuing further, like I said, we're going to look for a continuation into the 19,215 area. Let's not forget that we have an extension, and I drew these extensions that are projections beyond 100% retracement onto the daily chart, and we do have a further target into the 19,480 area. So we have a lot of room to move forward, and we do have our measured move to continue higher. So with that in mind, we're going to look for further targets of 19,215, which is this prior high right here. But today, obviously, we're going to try to reach the 19,200 area as target areas, and next resistance we're going to look for this all-time high 19,215, and then other than that we're going to look for the 19,228 area, which is a considerable area of resistance, and then we're going to go for 250. So this is 250 is around here somewhere, 250. That's the next projection for it. And so far we're trying to set up a bullish pennant at this point, because we have horizontal support at 200, and we have an ascending pattern right here, a rising pattern with these higher lows that we're forming, and a burst of 19,200 can push the price definitely higher. In terms of entries, this is going to be the tricky part today, because we are sideways, and we did have already the upward move in the very early hours of the morning, meaning 8 a.m. and basically 7 a.m., 7, 8 a.m. we bounce from this low. If we should get a pullback into the 70 area, this would be buyable. But also, let's not forget that 19,180 is support area, and so far price is right here into the 19,180, 84, 85, where it is trading right now. So we have a 5-point range right here. So I'm going to stalk this area and see if the 19,180 is going to hold, because if 19,180 is going to hold, this area would be buyable. With confirmation would be over 88 or 89, so that's going to be an 8 to, let's say, to a 10-point move right here. But this move, although into a lot of resistance, remember the fact that we're trading into this area, it just means that we are eating up all this cluster to the left hand side. So These are the areas that I'm going to be looking for. Pull back into the 60, I'm going to look to buy again. Even a pullback into the 70s, I'm going to look to see how it sets up. But so far, remember, keep in mind the 80 area for the open. Let's move on to ES, and ES is again only 1 point down for the day. You could see that it's down barely 0.05%, which is nothing. So we're very close to turning green right here. We actually bounced off this 2185 area, which is a support area that was formed about 2 weeks ago on the hourly chart here, and it's respecting this area. We're getting the hard bounce here. We're breaking above this prior resistance at 89, and we're trying to tackle the 2192 area right here, and this is going to be the confirmation that price is ready to continue higher. This is a little bit of a sloppier pattern in terms of the downtrend, so we do have a confirmed downtrend onto the hourly chart. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys the daily chart. Look at what we have here. You see this horizontal line, the 2185. This is hefty support area, and this is why we're bouncing. We're bouncing from this cluster that happened back in August and September. This whole chop, 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 chop here. I'm so glad we're out of that, and I'm so glad we're out of this range as well. So we're trying to form some kind of a trend. So don't forget one thing: don't be extremely bearish unless 2180 is being violated. So that's the area where I'm gonna look to become slightly bearish. So don't forget, I'm not bearish. It's not a surprise that yesterday we bottomed out here at 85, and then today here at 83. We're just testing this area to see if it holds. So keep in mind that support resistance are just areas, and they're going to be tested. So far the line in the sand here is going to be the 91.92 area. I'm not going to take a trade in ES today because I think it's a little choppy because of the pattern. So remember, if we're going to get some strong move, some strong moves throughout the market, let's see how the equity markets are going to open this morning. But if we're going to get a push in Dow stocks, remember that Dow remains very, very bullish, and ES is a little bearish at this point. We're also getting a little pullback in oil, and this is why ES is weakening a little bit here. But let's take a look at NQ. So ES is going to be off my radar for today. NQ is the one that had the sharp move to the downside. Obviously, the weakening of the semiconductor sector and the tech sector actually pushed NASDAQ lower, pushing the futures lower as well. So right now we're trying to rebound a little bit, forming support right here into the 4706 area. We are still into a void, and I'm going to show you on the daily chart exactly what I'm looking at. So this is the cluster area. We still have room to fall into the 4650 area, so that is the basic support level right here. But we're trying to form a bottom. So for the day, we are neutral towards bullish. In NQ, we can see a reversal. The reversal can take the price up back to the 4800 area. So we do have a lot of room to continue higher. So yes, a counter trend trade, it would be possible in NQ. We're just going to have to wait and see a little bit more confirmation from the open in the first 10 minutes. The fact that it's here right now into resistance, we're not out of the woods yet, because this is a very problematic area. So we need a little bit more time to confirm whether we're going up or down, because at this point NQ can literally reverse, and a break below 25 can take the price back lower into the 4707 and into the whole number into the 47. But if we consolidate at this level, and if we manage to break above, remember, we're still not we're neutral on the day. So with NQ, we don't have a bias. We are very, very neutral on the day, slightly bullish in YM, but we're going to see how it opens. Don't forget to watch my Twitter feed. It is twitter.com/AnkaMetcalf. If I'm going to take a trade today, I'm going to post it in there. One of the things that I wanted to show you guys is the Russell 2000 E-mini that is literally weakening, and I like the way it is trading right now. I'm just going to show you real quick. I mean, it made a low here at 1308. Remember, my target is 1300. So we were 8 points away from our swing trade. Beautiful, beautiful trade. This area was just calling price as and price fell just like a magnet into this area. I just want to show you the 2 minute chart, and the 2 minute chart looks very, very choppy at this point, and we're gonna have to wait and see how the open reacts. But other than that, let's go to the hourly chart. Pretty much looks similar to the NQ pattern, and in that case, we need a little bit more, a little bit more confirmation, and the confirmation is going to come only over 1317. So this is going to be the area from where we're going to start looking bullish. Other than that, we're still going to be bearish with a possible continuation into the 1300, like I said, for our swing trade. So other than that, our swing trade is doing phenomenal. So with that being said, last but not least, let's take a look at gold and oil, GC. And here we have GC, which is choppy. I don't like it for a day trading pattern at all. So I think that we should stay away. So far, it is trying to do a slight reversal. It's getting extended a little bit from prior areas of resistance, and I think it's about time that it does a small pullback, and that's why we're trying to bottom out here 1162, and the second bottom right here, a rising bottom at 1168. We're trying to push higher. If we cross the 1180 area, only then and then we can continue higher into the 85 and then a little higher, but we're still in a very, very strong downtrend, and on the monthly chart we're into a tremendous void. You could see it right here. So we breached the first area of support at 1200, and we still have a lot of room to continue lower. So this is what I'm looking at. We might get some kind of continuation lower. You can see that we're very, very bearish on the monthly chart. And also on the hourly chart as well. We'll see. But I think that definitely we're going to get a bounce, because things are not just going to fall off from the face of earth, but we're probably going to get a rebound to the upside into the 85 or 90 area. And this might be the next area to short. But as a day trade, I don't see anything yet in GC. In CL, and this is oil, we had a really nice trade. We booked 50 points in oil yesterday, so it had a really nice rally. 51.80 was the high. We had a target of 51.60, which was pretty close, right? Other than that, since reaching a high, we started a descending pattern, found support back again at 50.19. No surprise there. For those of you that took my class, know what that area is, the 50.20 area. And we're trying to digest above these resistance areas from overnight, the 51.20 area. And again, we're very familiar with the area from my class. And then again, what I see here is a possible continuation higher. Guess where? Into the 51.80, 52 area, and a possible move even higher. So remember that $52.20. That's going to be a very, very tough area to digest, since that's going to mean that we're trying to break out and make new highs for 2016. This was all for today. Remember that if you want to follow my trades, what I post, I don't trade a lot. I usually post 1 to 2 trades a day. And keep in mind that you can follow me on Twitter, on my Twitter handle, which is Anka Metcalf. So it's twitter.com/Anka Metcalf. You can follow me in there. I only post very few trades. I only take very few trades a day as well. So 1 to 2 trades a day maximum, and I wait for maximum accuracy, and then I take the trade. We post day trades and swing trades. Today, less likely that we're going to post any swing trades, but probably some day trades, but we're going to wait for a little bit more confirmation. Also, what I wanted to mention, the fact is that we will be starting our new class, and it is the last class for this year, and you're in for a treat, because it's going to be an amazing power income day trading and swing trading class. It's going to be from December 10th through the 16th. It's the seminar, the educational comprehensive course is going to be taught on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have just a 1 hour break at lunch. And then from Monday through Friday, 5 days trading lab where we put everything together and you get to trade beside me. If you're interested, shoot me an email at info@tradeoutloud.com. More than happy to discuss with you. Other than that, I hope you all have a very profitable trading day. I knew it was a phenomenal trading week for me, and I hope you all have a very, very happy weekend. See you on Monday.